Hey, what is going on, guys? Today on the channel we're going to be taking a look at iOS 18. So Apple just released this a couple days ago. I'm just now getting around to messing with it and checking out all the new features. So instead of doing a video where we go over every single new feature, because we would be here for probably about an hour, and there's a lot more interesting people out there on YouTube who do the full feature things, if you want to go check those out. But what we're going to be doing here is we're just going to go over some of the main features, because there are hundreds and hundreds of new features here in these major releases for Apple. So we're going to go over all the main things here, the things you need to know and that you're going to use a lot here in iOS 18. So let's talk about the first thing here, and that is Apple Intelligence. Now, unfortunately, we don't have Apple Intelligence right now. Also, another unfortunate thing is you have to have at least iPhone 15 Pro in order to use this Apple Intelligence. So if this is really important to you, I guess you're going to have to upgrade to the new iPhone 16 or 16 Pro. But yeah, I guess lucky for me, I upgraded to 15 Pro Max last year, so that's what we have right here today. But it is really weird that these features are not yet available. If you release iOS 18, you would think this would already be out, but it is coming in beta this fall, and it'll be released to the public via a software update. It actually already is in beta right now, if you have the beta softwares and different things like that. But for now, we're just kind of waiting for us normal everyday folks. But Apple Intelligence seems pretty promising. I hope it works out, because there is a ton of different things that you're going to be able to do with Apple Intelligence. Everything from adjusting your writing style, there's a new image playground, just all sorts of different things that are going to be coming in the future here. So very exciting, and I just hope it works out for Apple. Let's talk about the main thing here in iOS 18 that you've probably seen people messing with online, and that is all the new customization features. So for the first time ever on iOS, we are now able to place application icons anywhere on the home screen. So you can see that I've kind of demonstrated that here with a few random applications. You can see the blank spots and putting them over here on the side. That means you can also shape them around different widgets and things like that. So I kind of just threw in a battery widget temporarily right there. So yeah, you can put them anywhere you want. Also, you might notice that my icons look a little bit different. And that is because you now have the ability to have dark icons, or you can have tinted icons. So in order to activate that, you can just hold down on your home screen. You can go up here to the edit function. Then you can hit customize, and it's going to bring up this new little menu down here at the bottom. So this allows you to choose whether or not you want light or dark mode. You can also choose the light for the icons. It's just your normal icons. You can do the dark icons, which look like this. You can set it to be automatic depending on the time of the day. Or you can do tinted icons. So by default, when you hit tinted, it kind of blends it into whatever wallpaper that you have set at that time, or you can adjust it to whatever color you would like. So you can see kind of moving the slider around there. So this allows you to kind of, make your iPhone a little bit more personalized for you. Obviously, this is nothing new to Android users, but you know how Apple is. It takes a little while to get some basic things like this going. But yeah, that is kind of how you adjust your icons now. For me personally, I'm not really a fan of the tinted icons. I would just prefer having the dark icons like this. I think they just look better. Also, something I forgot to mention here, and if you go into edit and customize, you can now choose between small or large icons. If you choose a small, you'll actually see the name of the application under there, but if you choose large, you won't be able to see that. It still allows you to have the same amount on each row and the same number of rows, but it just makes your icons slightly larger. You also notice over here that in the app library, it kind of just brings it all over for you. You can see that some applications have upgraded their icons already for dark icons, but some of them have not. The things that have also got a redesign, if we head into Control Center, you can see that Control Center looks way different. We have all new icons here, more rounded edges on each of these widgets up here, and then each icon individual control is now a round icon there. They've also kind of broken things out, so now you see like we have my bedroom, Apple TV, we also have my HomePod down here as well. You can see that brightness actually looks a little bit different, so does volume. You also notice up here in the top left corner we have an add button, and that does exactly what you think it would. It allows you to add different controls to your control center, so you can go down here at the bottom and you can choose if you want to add something in there, which is pretty nice. Also, you notice up here up top you now have the power button, which allows you to turn your device on and off. You actually have to press and hold for that to activate. And then we can also see over here on the right hand side there are a couple of new little things, new icons here. So the first one is your favorites. So this is kind of all your main controls that you access pretty frequently. If you scroll down, now you have the ability just to control your music. Scroll down one more time, this is where you can see all your HomeKit accessories, items in your home. And then if you scroll down again, you can see this is all your different controls for connectivity. So airplane mode, Wi-Fi, AirDrop, cellular connection, etc. You also have ability to access your satellite down there at the bottom as well. So yeah, Control Center looks pretty cool now. Very nice redesign. Next thing we'll talk about that also got a big redesign is the Photos application. So I'm going to show it to you here on the website because, well, I don't really want you guys seeing my camera roll. But anyways, Photos has been completely redesigned. So you now have kind of a smaller preview for your photos. Allows you to see a lot more on the screen at one time. You also have a new recent day section that will appear right below that. And then also it kind of organizes topics and different things now, so people and pets, for example. Also different collections. You can customize and reorder that whole thing, by the way. But the Photos app has got a lot of new things, so completely redesigned there. I kind of like it. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but it is nice that you can kind of put anything you want now on here. Let's talk a little bit about messages. So messages have several new things here. Again, I can't really show you that because, well, I don't want you guys to see my conversations. But anyways, we now have more text effects, so you can kind of add more dynamic to your different text and things like that. Also with formatting, different things, you can now bold, underline, italicize, or even strike through any letter in your text, which is pretty cool. You also now have the ability to use iMessage or messages through satellite. So we have obviously the satellite emergency calling. Well, now you can be able to text people with that as well. You can also send SMS over satellite, and then I believe you'll be able to see that kind of like in your dynamic island if you are needing to connect to a satellite. So if you're in a pinch, you're somewhere where you might not have good connectivity, this is going to be a pretty good thing to have. Another cool thing with the messages now is you have RCS messaging support. So that stands for the Rich Communication Services. This is basically what the green bubbles are going to be now. So if your carrier supports RCS, you can go into your settings and then messages, and then you can go in there and you can see whether or not your carrier has that. In my instance, I have AT&T, and it was on by default. So this now allows you to actually have read receipts. You can see down at the bottom now if a message was delivered. You can even see whether or not they're typing back to you. So pretty cool to see that now here in messages. And last but not least, with messages, these are doing the same thing you can do with mail. You can actually schedule to send a message, which is pretty cool. So if you have a text that you want to send at a certain time, but you might forget to send it, well, you can now schedule that to send, and it will send it for you. Another thing that I can't show you because I don't want you guys to see my passwords is the new Passwords app. So finally, we have a dedicated password application. All your credentials in one place using Apple Keychain, iCloud passwords, whatever you want to call it. Now, not only does this store your keychain passwords that you have saved, This also is going to show you all your passkeys, all your verification codes if you have 2FA set up. Even shows you your Wi-Fi password, so all the networks that you've ever connected to, you can go in here, you can check that, and you can see the Wi-Fi password, which is pretty nice. And very helpful now, all your sign-in with Apple credentials will be stored in this application as well. So previously you had to go into your Apple ID, and then you had to go through just a whole bunch of unnecessary steps to find your sign-in with Apple credentials. Well, now they've stored them here in the password app. So when you open this application up, you'll actually be able to see kind of like a list of all that broken down. So you'll see your normal passwords, the Wi-Fi passwords, two-factor codes, etc. You'll see all that kind of broken down. It's really easy to navigate, and it just makes things so much easier to access. Apple Maps has been updated with a bunch of new features. One cool thing you now have is topographic maps, so you can explore different things. You can see contour lines and all that good stuff. They've also got hiking and walking with the topographic maps in here as well. But one thing kind of visually that I've noticed is if we look at something like Atlanta, for example, it seems like Apple's kind of added some more detail into their 3D renderings of things in Apple Maps. So this is just kind of getting better and better as things go on here. Also, you're going to notice that different kind of highlighted areas of the map are going to be displayed a little bit differently. Different font, different colors, and you can tap on those and kind of see like the same kind of thing that you always see. But the look of maps overall is definitely nice, and I think Apple's doing a good job with maps. Talk a little bit about Apple Wallet. So there are some new things here in the Apple Wallet. The first one is you can now tap to cash. So basically it kind of works like Name Drop, where you bring two phones together and does that really cool animation to where it kind of transfers between the two devices. Well, you can now do that to send Apple Cash between two people. So basically you just choose the amount you want, put your two phones together like this, and it will transfer that for you. Also, you can now pay with installments. I believe this is using Affirm, since we don't have Apple Pay Later anymore. So if you want to do that, you can also do that. They've added a lot more detail to different event tickets and also some guides. So if you have like a ticket to a concert or some sporting event, you might be able to see some more details in the ticket, like where your seat is, when the gates open, different things like that. And last but not least, with Apple Pay, you can now use that on Chrome and Windows PC. So if it's enabled, you can do it third party now, which is pretty cool. Let's talk about the calculator app, because there's actually a lot of new things here. Number one, you can see it looks slightly different, a little bit different font, but that's system wide. But there are a couple of new buttons here. This one up here, you now have history for the calculator. So this is something that we didn't have before. Now if you do an equation, let's just say 9 plus 9, it's 18. You look over here, now you have that stored in there. So that is pretty nice to have. Also, there's a calculator button down here now. You tap on that. This allows you to go to your scientific calculator like that. You can also convert, which is pretty cool, because this is going to allow you to convert basically anything here, currency wise, area, data, energy. I mean, there's all sorts of different conversions that you can go through. Length, power, pressure, speed. I mean, the possibilities are endless. You can even search for units as well. But this is a good currency calculator if you need that really quickly. So if you had like $10, you can see how much euros that is. Let's do something a little different. We can go to like, we'll go to length over here. We'll do feet on this one, and then we'll do like inches. So how many, 60 or one, well, hold on a minute. 67 inches, 5.5 foot. So pretty cool that you can do that now. on there. And then the last thing is this whole new thing right here called Math Notes. So Math Notes allows you to evaluate different expressions, assign variables, and create graphs by typing out math. So basically what you can do, you can compose a new note. You can actually freehand this by drawing it out, or you can do something else. So we can do something like 2 plus 2. It's not going to read my writing though, but you can basically kind of just sketch out what you want to do here. And this is part kind of notes, so you can do that. But anyways, we can do like just a simple 2 plus 2, I guess. You can see that it automatically says 4. So yeah, the possibilities are kind of endless with this. I'm probably never going to use that, but it is cool to have in case you want to. If we hop into our settings application, it has been slightly redesigned, so there are some different things here. You're going to notice that a lot is missing, and that is because they have now combined apps. So you can go down here and you can see all your different apps, all different organization for them. You can also access hidden apps. This is something brand new. Basically, you can go on your home screen, you can hold down, you can choose to hide an application. So it'll delete it from your home screen. Nobody will ever know it's on your phone except for you. And that can kind of create some trust issues, but yeah, that is a new feature here. So you can hide applications completely and have to have Face ID in order to access them. Also, there are a couple little changes with your Apple ID. It's no longer an Apple ID, it's now called an Apple account, and they've kind of redone some menus and things there under that section, so you'll have to go explore that. And the last thing we can talk about here in iOS 18 is you can now record phone calls. Now, don't think you're going to be slick with this and record a phone call without somebody knowing. It's going to announce to both of you that the call is being recorded. But that's now a new option that you can do whenever you place a phone call, so that is pretty cool. And then the transcript of your phone call is automatically stored in the Notes app for you to review, so that is pretty cool. But yeah, guys, we're now well over 20 minutes on this video. I know there's a ton, absolute ton features here, but I just kind of want to go over some of the main ones to talk about, because these are probably the ones that are going to affect people the most. Anyways, guys, I have a bunch of other videos coming with iOS 18, some other releases as well. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of that. And then we'll talk more details about Apple Intelligence whenever we get access to that later this fall. But anyways, guys, let me know what your favorite feature is with iOS 18 in the comments down below, and I will catch you all in the next video.